The Court of Public is now in session. Case number 011. The defendant, Google. The charge, building the most comprehensive surveillance apparatus in human history. Billions of people were persuaded to voluntarily fill this machine with their most private, intimate, and embarrassing thoughts. This trial will examine the mechanics of that voluntary surrender and the deception that made it possible. Think about what you searched for last week. Not the things you'd show your boss or your partner, the ones at 2 a.m. The fears, the health questions, the curiosities you'd never say out loud to another human being. You typed them into Google because it felt like asking a question in an empty room. Google kept all of it: the time, your location, the device, what you clicked next. They used these fragments to build a profile of your inner life, a map more detailed than your closest friend or doctor has ever seen. This was legalized by a Terms of Service agreement, a document the average user never reads. At 30 pages long, reading every agreement you encounter in a year would take 76 hours. That complexity is by design. Our consent was secured through a process few of us could ever actually complete. Evidence A: the scale of the collection. Google processes 8.5 billion search queries every day. Every one of them is stored and connected to an individual user profile. The reach extends to Gmail, where the system scans private correspondence, and YouTube, which tracks every video you watch, pause, or abandon. Through Android and Maps, they track the physical movements of 3 billion devices. In 2018, an investigation found that Google continued to track physical locations, even after users explicitly turned location history off in their settings. The engineers who built it called it a surveillance system. The company called it a service. Evidence B: the motive. Alphabet, Google's parent company, generates over $280 billion in annual revenue. Roughly 80% of that money comes from advertising, selling access to your attention and data. If you search for back pain and visit a medical site, Google notes it. Within minutes, ads for that medication appear across every platform you use. In 2023, the Department of Justice filed an antitrust lawsuit alleging that Google illegally maintained this monopoly through multi-billion-dollar payments to device manufacturers. Apple alone received an estimated $20 billion in a single year just to ensure Google remained the default search engine on the iPhone. They didn't win your trust, they bought your access. Evidence C: in 2010, former CEO Eric Schmidt said, "We know where you are. We know where you've been. We can more or less know what you're thinking." A search query is a thought made visible. Every question you type is a window into your mind at that exact moment, your anxieties, your desires, and your grief. Google holds a complete archive of these thoughts going back to the first day you used the internet. That archive is also available to governments. Every year, Google complies with tens of thousands of data requests, often without notifying the users involved. You thought you were searching the internet. The internet was searching you. You have heard the evidence: a system that tracks you when you say stop, sells your access for billions, and hands your thoughts to governments. And in exchange for all of this, you were given a free search engine. The question is, were you ever told you were making that trade? You are the jury. Guilty or not guilty? Leave a comment below. Court is adjourned.